George, you didn't lock that front door again.
Can you believe this, Doris? The Met Office is going to be naming storms. There's even going to be a Storm Doris.
Well, there's going to be a Storm Doris in this house unless you remember to lock that door.
Was that you, Rhonda Ruth?
Uh-huh.
What's she up to now?
She's researching her family tree.
Dear Lord, why?
Oh, you know, Ruth, she uses far too many words. She's researching the past in order to inform her life path going forward, or something like that.
I've always wondered if she really is part of our family.
She's your family, George. Remember, I only married into it.
Doris, you're always the one that's saying she's your favourite niece.
Well, somebody's got to like the girl. You never did. She flits from job to job. Right now she's out of work. Her head is full of nonsense from all these management courses she goes on. And she's got no husband, no partner, no friends, apart from that Sue at your golf club. It's a shame for her, so it is. And I hope she doesn't find any skeletons in your cupboard, George.
Hi, Sue. Ruth here. Just had to give you a call. It's been ages since we did a catch-up, and I was hoping we could meet for coffee. I'm researching my family tree at the moment, and I simply must tell you all about it. Sue? Hello, Sue? Are you still there? Oh, Sue, you're breaking up.
Don't forget, it's a golf club AGM tonight.
I hope you're not expecting me to go with you.
I was hoping.
No way, George. I'm not sitting through that again. 2 hours spent discussing headed notepaper.
I know it's important, Dawn, to sign her up today. I'm on my way just now.
Did you hear about wee Sadie? She met some guy in a dating website who started asking her for money. And would you believe it, she actually gave him money to get a train ticket so that they could meet. And guess what? He didn't turn up.
How much did she lose?
8,000, George.
What?
All her savings. It's a real shame.
Aye. There's no way we can help her this time. You know we don't have that kind of money.
I'm here just now, Dawn. I'm right outside. Look! Yes, of course I know we need the commission. Yes, I'll do my best to get her to sign up. So, you see, Miss Day, as the sole surviving heir, you stand to inherit the entire estate.
And what would be the magnitude of the inheritance, Mr. Twinkle?
Probably around 500k, after deducting our expenses, of course.
You mean K as in thousands?
Yes, but there is a condition.
Condition?
You have to be unmarried.
Ah, I'm totally unmarried. Always have been. But what about my Aunt Doris? Doesn't she get anything?
You have an Aunt Doris.
Indeed, yes. She stays next door.
Yes, well, if she's a bona fide heir, then she stands to inherit her share. I take it she is also single?
Single? Aunt Doris? Oh yes, quite single. All her own, nobody else. Just like me.
Yeah. Well, in that case, I shall have to talk to her.
When?
Oh, preferably now.
Oh, she isn't in.
Look, I have to get this tied up today. Could I come back this evening?
I think I could facilitate that arrangement, Mr. Twinkle. Would 7:30 at Aunt Doris's be convenient?
It will.
Can you see yourself out? Hello? Hello, Miss Templeton. It's Ruth Day here. About the car I was looking at. Can you get me it in flame red?
But who's left us this money?
I'm afraid he wasn't at liberty to divulge that information at the present time.
Well, I suppose if we're entitled to it, we could help wee Sadie. I must go and tell George.
Oh, no. You mustn't do that.
Why?
Because there's a smidgen of a snag.
A smidgen of a snag?
Just a wee smidgen.
A wee smidgen?
Inconsequential, actually.
What is it?
The beneficiaries must be unmarried.
Well, that lets me out.
Me too.
Why?
Well, it's all or nothing. The money can only go to the female descendants and they all must be single.
But that's nonsense.
Well, apparently that's what's in the will. So if we don't go along with it, we'll get nothing.
But it would be dishonest.
Aunt Doris, your inner critic is sabotaging the situation and jeopardising our ultimate goals and objectives going forward.
I've no idea what you just said, but whatever it was, I didn't like it and I'm not doing it.
But if we don't take the money, it all goes to the government.
The government? All of it?
All of it.
Well, I don't like that either. Not one little bit.
So you see, Sadie, what I didn't realise is Uncle George who's my blood relative. It's not Aunt Doris at all. Yes. And Mr. Twinkle's coming to see us tonight. Yes, I know I should tell Aunt Doris, but it's such a lot of money.
Ruth, you're like a hen in a hot girdle tonight. What on earth's wrong with you?
Aunt Doris, there's something I really ought to tell you.
Twinkle, will you be Doris?
Oh, yes. We're expecting you. Come away in.
Thank you.
Just go through.
George, aren't you going to the AGM?
It's been postponed.
Postponed? But I've prepared all these samples of the head and notepaper. Would you like to see them?
Sorry, Ron. No can do. I'm away home.
So, you see, ladies, you stand to inherit £500,000. Less our commissions, of course.
But Ruth said there are some conditions.
Yes, just the one. The female beneficiaries have to be unmarried.
Is that not a wee bit strange?
I'm led to believe the deceased was a little eccentric.
But it's not a problem, is it, Aunt Doris?
I'm really not very happy about this.
I'm not really supposed to do this, but if it will convince you that the legacy is genuine...
Kerching!
Help me. Oh, there's the doorbell. What are you doing here?
EGM was cancelled. What's going on?
We have a visitor.
Oh, right.
George! What a wonderful surprise. Doris never said you were coming over.
Oh, I forgot. Mr. Twinkle, this is George.
He's a friend of the family from next door.
George, please take a seat. Mr. Twinkle was just explaining to us about a legacy.
That me and Doris inherit from one of the days, but there's this silliest condition.
We only inherit if Ruth and I are both unmarried.
I see.
And it's an awful lot of money.
We could use some of it to help wee Sadie.
Who's wee Sadie?
Tiny lady, lives next door.
With this gentleman.
Uh-huh. Now, you said you had a document for us to sign, Mr. Twinkle?
I do, but...
Are you happy with this, Mrs. D?
What did you say?
Oh, it was just a slip of the tongue, wasn't it, George?
I was asking Mrs. D if she was happy with...
Of course she's happy.
I'm afraid we've been wasting your time, Mr. Twinkle. Somehow you've got your wires crossed. I'm George D. Doris is my wife.
So, you have 2 wives?
Oh, certainly not. One's more than enough.
Yes, that's true. Doris is betrothed, and George is, in fact, if I'm being honest, her husband, and is my actual blood relative in this scenario.
So you're George Day?
That's right.
Yeah, but we know about you.
You do.
Oh, yes. I know what's happened. I've got the wrong day.
What?
Yeah, we found 2 branches of the days, you see. There were a lot of shenanigans in the family. Anyway, the legacy is for another branch. You, Miss Day, are not who I thought you were.
I need to have a thought shower to free up some headspace.
I have no idea what you just said, but what I'm saying is, you get nothing.
I hope we haven't caused you too much trouble, Mr. Twinkle.
Trouble! Trouble! I'll see myself out. Trouble! Trouble! Trouble!
Ruth, you've been researching our family tree, haven't you?
Yes.
And you never noticed this discrepancy.
No.
Ruth, is there something you haven't been sharing with us?
I'm sorry, Aunt Doris. I just get carried away. I didn't mean to cause any trouble.
By the way, Ruth, you've had a text from West Side Motor. They're delivering your new car next week. Flame red, they said.
Ruth?
I just have to make a quick phone call, Aunt Doris.
Is this you going forward, Ruth? Maybe you should have taken that thought shower a bit earlier.